and now my eyes are watery. Just cry all the makeup off the second that you put it on. Worked. Hey, hi, hello everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. So I'm sure that you guys have all seen those videos of my dog picks my makeup, my puppy picks my makeup, my baby picks my makeup, my cat picks my makeup. So today I wanted to do something fun and interesting and do my tortoise picks my makeup, because I am sure that is something that nobody has ever done, because who in their right mind has a tortoise? And this is a video that I can tell you now, I know why nobody has done it, because here is how that went.
Oh. Oh, he just had a scratch. Oh. He has a scratch.
It's a big scratch.
It's a big scratch.
Maybe he's pointing to that one right there.
Are you? Is that the one you want?
So as you can see, that did not go very well. I expected it to be a kind of slow video, but I also expected him to just kind of trample over things because that's what he normally does. But he was just kind of scared of everything. So I decided to be basic and have my dog pick my makeup. So this is how that went.
Come here. Okay. Are you ready? You're gonna pick out my makeup. Yes, you are. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Okay.
There it is.
There it is. Good girl. She's outside.
I thought we closed the door.
So as you can see, she did a little bit better. She is not very well trained. We didn't train her very well when she was a puppy, so that even was still a little bit of a task to get her to pick things. However, she did do it. So everything that I am putting on my face today was chosen by my lovely puppy Ellie. So for primer, she did choose the NYX Angel Veil Primer, and I will put it out there, she chose a lot of products that I use already, so I don't think I'm gonna have very much of a challenge with this today, but we'll see how it turns out. So I take about this much in my hand, and this is a primer that I like to warm up in between my hands before I apply it, just because otherwise it can kind of ball up on my skin, and I apply it from the center outwards. Okay, and now that my face is primed, it is time to move on to foundation. For foundation, Ellie chose the Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie Longwear Foundation and Concealer, which you guys have already seen me use if you watched my Get Ready With Me from a Distance video, which I will have linked up in the cards. That's a fun one, go check it out. But I really do like this foundation. It's very full coverage, you only need the tiniest amount. So I take one pump and that's enough for my entire face and neck. Something that I also love about the brand is when they came out with this foundation, it was the most diverse shade range I have ever seen in my entire life. So this brand came out with literally 100 shades of foundation, and that can be extremely overwhelming to some people, but also, like, that's just incredible. I've never seen a brand do that with like a first foundation launch, and that is amazing. Something that I will say about that is not all 100 shades are sold at every retailer that they sell that. That is something that I've noticed. So I ordered mine on Ulta, and my shade is MG3, but I had to order MG2 because they don't sell every shade at every retailer. Okay, next up for concealer, Ellie chose the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Treatment Concealer, and I use the shade Neutralizer. This concealer is something that's been around for so freaking long, but it's never not gonna be good. Like, I think everybody that's tried this loves it, and I am no exception. I pretty much only use concealer under my eyes because I don't need it necessarily anywhere else. My foundation pretty much covers everything else that I need. But concealer really does help with this like darkness that I get under the eyes from lack of sleep, because that's something that I never do. Once you're in college, kids, you're not going to be sleeping. You should try to sleep, but once you're in college, you just don't. Okay, so now that concealer is blended in, I want to set this face before anything creases. And for powder, Ellie chose the IT Cosmetics Celebration Foundation, and I wear the shade Medium. I normally do use 2 separate powders for my under eyes and then for the rest of my face, but I wasn't going to sit in the living room with her for an extra 20 minutes while she decided to pick out 2 separate powders. So today, we're just going to hope that this works to set my entire face. Something that I do love about this powder is how full coverage it is for being a powder. Most powders are relatively transparent, and this one does give you a decent amount of coverage even with a brush. Something that I do with a lot of my powders is I'll actually take a damp beauty sponge and dip into the powders and apply them that way, and that'll get you a fuller coverage. But with this one, it'll actually just ruin the powder, but this powder gives me enough coverage that I need just applying it with a brush, which I love. Okay, so now everything is set in place, but the face is looking very flat, so it is time to contour and bronze the skin. For contour, Ellie chose the Bahama Mama bronzer by The Balm, and for bronzer, she chose the Ofra bronzer in Americano. So the reason that I do 2 different steps is contour is more of a shadow and bronzer is more of where the sun would hit your face. And so bronzer generally has shimmer in it while contour doesn't, because if you look at a shadow on the ground, it's not shimmery and shiny and glittery. But when the sun hits your face, it reflects light, and the shimmer will do that for you. So I'm just going to contour with the Balm, and then I'm going to go ahead and bronze with the Ofra bronzer that she chose for me. Something that you may notice is I don't contour my jawline like a lot of people, and that can make it look very strange if you don't bronze down the neck, because what'll happen is this part of your face will be a lot darker than this part of your face and the rest of your body. And so what I do is I contour my cheekbones and my forehead and my nose, and then I'll bronze my jawline all the way down my neck. Okay, and now just to add life back to the skin, we're going to go in with the blush that she chose for me. This is the Maybelline Fit Me blush in the shade Rose. These blushes, I would say, are really amazing for beginners. I personally don't love them because they don't give me the pigment that I need. I have to like layer them up. But if that's something that you're looking for, these are incredible. They're very soft. They're very like nicely pressed powders, and they're not crazy, so you don't have to worry about them being too much for you. So as you can see, this particular blush does have a tiny little bit of a sheen, but I am still going to go in and highlight, and Ellie chose the Shayna B Miami highlighter in the shade Guava Glow. This appears very pink in the pan, but I find that on my skin tone it kind of comes off like, it comes off a little bit pink, but it comes off more golden than it does pink. And if I can get it open, that would be fantastic. As you can see, it comes off extremely pink in the pan. That is a really pretty highlight though, look at that. Okay, now that highlight is on, it is time to move on to the brows. And for that, Ellie chose the Collab Shape and Shade Ultra Fine Brow Pencil. I think that this is really comparable to the Anastasia Brow Wiz, but in my opinion, any teeny tiny brow pencil like this that's just my opinion. I think that that's a very unpopular opinion in the beauty community, but I think that any skinny little pencil like this, you can accomplish the same thing. So I am going to go ahead and fast forward you guys through my brows because they take 18 million years, and we will be back with brows on. Okay, you guys, brows are on, and I actually did give my dog a choice between 3 different eyeshadow primers, and she went with the Milani eyeshadow primer, which I personally think outperforms Urban Decay Primer Potion and is the hands down best eyeshadow primer you can find at the drugstore. It is so good. So all you need is like the tiniest amount, like that is good for both of your eyes. And this primer will just like cling onto your eyeshadow so well. I will say, if you like an eyeshadow an eyeshadow primer that is tinted, this one may not be for you, but you can't beat it. It's like $6. And then for eyeshadow, she had the choice between 3 single eyeshadows and 3 eyeshadow palettes. So for eyeshadow palette, she picked the Anastasia Beverly Hills Prism eyeshadow palette. This one was limited edition and it's very colorful. And then she also picked the L'Oreal Single Shadow and Acromat. So I have to work this in somewhere. It's just like a matte, rusty brown color. So we shall see how this turns out. I'm going to start with Eden in this palette on just a fluffy crease brush and work that into my crease kind of as a transition, because it's the only real transition shade I think that I have. Okay, and then I'm going to take Eden, or not Eden, I just used Eden. And then I'm going to take Unity right next to it. It's like a matte creamy yellow color on just a giant fluffy brush and kind of buff out the edge of this right here to make it a softer color. As you can see, it's really toning that down. And I'm just going to go back and forth with those 2 colors until I like the way that it's blended. Okay, so now I'm going to take the single shadow that she chose, the Acro Matte shade, and I'm going to take that kind of on a little bit of a pointed crease brush and put that lower in my crease. So now that the eyes are looking very fiery and red, we're going to cool it down a little bit, and I'm going to take Parallel, which is a deep matte brown shade, and I'm going to take that on the outer corner and also smudge it down on the lower lash line. So something that I do want to do now is just take a completely clean, fluffy blending brush and blend out all of the edges to make sure that everything is nice and seamless. Seamless. That was not a word. Okay, and then on the lid, I'm going to go in with this blue reflective type shade called Dimension. And I'm just taking that on my finger and I'm going to pat that all over the lid. This shade is super, super pretty. Okay. And I think I'm also going to take a little bit of Throne, which is like this deep teal, and just blend the brown and the blue together with that. So again, taking my finger and just pressing that right in between those 2 shades. Oh, that's gorgeous. And then just to make sure everything is seamlessly blended, I'm going to take that lighter blue, press it right where those shades meet, and then I'm going to take the brown and blend it right where the outer shades meet. And I did get just a little bit of fallout, so I'm taking a big wispy brush and just dusting it away. Okay, perfect. Now moving on, I did have her pick a pencil liner and a liquid liner. So for the pencil liner, she picked the ColourPop Cream Gel Liner in the shade Mr. Bing. This is just a brown pencil liner, so I'm going to waterline and tightline with this one. I had some crazy colors for her to choose from, so I was thinking that she was going to go for a brighter color that kind of stood out, but I guess not. We're going very basic, and she didn't make it too hard for me. And then for liquid liner, she chose the Tarte Sex Kitten liquid liner. This is just a black felt tip liner, and it goes on super, super easily, so I'm just going to do a thin black line and then slightly wing it out. Okay, I really can't tell if those are even, but that's all right because lashes fix everything. And for lashes, she chose the Ardell Demi Wispies. These might look very small with this eye look, but that is okay. And then for mascara, she chose the Collab Wow Effect mascara, which I absolutely love. So I'm going to go ahead and do my lower lashes and then pop on my lashes, do my upper lashes, and I'm going to fast forward through all of this for you guys. Okay, you guys, so the lashes are done. Probably not the lashes that I would have picked for this look, just because I feel like these eyes are very loud and they kind of overpower these lashes just a little bit, but for a more natural look, these lashes are absolutely gorgeous. And so next, moving on, she did pick a nude lip for me. So we have the Huda Beauty liquid lipstick in the shade Bombshell, which is a really, really gorgeous light peachy nude color. And I think that this lip actually goes really, really well with what I have going on. Thank God she didn't choose like a bright magenta or a red, because that would have clashed really, really badly with what we have going on with the rest of the face. But now the last step, all we have left is setting the face, and she chose the Cover FX Mattifying Setting Spray. And this one is really, really good. I think it might have been discontinued though, which makes me sad. They do have other setting sprays which are amazing, and I love Cover FX because there is no alcohol in their formulations. Okay, and that completes our look today. So overall, I get the feeling that my dog really knows me, and I'm proud of her for that, because I think that this look was actually really easy to create. I thought that this was going to be more of a challenge than it was, but this was really fun. And if you're looking for something to do, if you're really, really bored right now, just have your pet or your baby or your fish or have someone else or something else pick your makeup for you, because it's actually really, really fun to do. So if you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. I appreciate you guys so much for watching. You can watch my last video right here or subscribe right here. I love all of you guys so, so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.